everybody, welcome to GeekStorm. I'm Sean Hilton, owner of Comics Cube, founder of the Kokomo Con, and we are getting ready to give away like our 8th or 9th Comics Cube Excelsior Scholarship. So stop in at Geek Street and check out Comics Cube, located at 121 East Sycamore, or our good friends, the wonderful Kokomo Toys and Collectibles at 111 East Sycamore. Come on in, check out Geek Street, you're gonna love it. Today I am joined by one of my bestest friends in the whole widest world, Robert Nicholas Gray, and today we're gonna finally talk about Avengers Endgame in spoilery fashion. We're gonna sarcastically bring up Disney's discussion of the movies that they're going to be putting out, fanboys being all ticked off because Captain Marvel is Captain Marvel, and some other stuff. So sit on back, enjoy, relax, and get ready. You know, grab yourself a cup of coffee or cold something rather.
I wish I had coffee.
You know, we'll check it on out. So, Nick, how have you been lately?
I'm good.
You, what have you been doing to keep your geek cred strong?
Watching Avengers, watching Netflix.
A lot of Netflix?
A lot of Netflix.
There's so much on Netflix right now.
It's so good.
Man, Netflix really should. Netflix, you should just sponsor us.
Ooh,
Because, I mean, it seems like a good portion of our show is about you. So it's crazy how much Netflix stuff's going on. So, in the world of Netflix, the Santa Clarita Diet is canceled after season 3 on a cliffhanger. Come on.
I wonder if they're going to do a movie, like a one-part movie.
I don't know, but
That is really weird that they canceled, because I thought it was, ratings-wise, it was doing, which I don't.
I mean, we don't
quite
know.
Get how they're rating. Like,
yeah, I mean, they can tell how many people are watching.
Yeah.
You know, they can get the exact numbers,
Which-
but ratings per se versus something else, because it's Netflix, it's hard to say.
you can rate the episodes.
And yes, but that's just what we think of it. That's not ratings as in, you know, 5 million people watched it or 100,000 watched it or something like that. What I find disturbing, and maybe this has happened before and it just hasn't happened to a show I watch, and truthfully I'm only like 4 episodes into Santa Clarita Diet. Me and my wife like to sit down and try to watch it like every time we're getting ready to have dinner. And that is a really bad show to watch while you're trying to have dinner. So I don't recommend that. So it's funny and we've enjoyed it, but there's been so many other shows that it kind of keeps, you know,
down.
and now that I know that it doesn't have an ending,
Yeah.
probably gonna stop right there. But this is what I find discombobulating, I suppose, about this whole Netflix thing is this is where shows were getting picked up to have finishing.
Yeah.
This is where they were going to have closure and ends. And now, for the first time, as I said, that I can recall, but it may have happened to something else, that doesn't happen. Like the fans who are backing this show and the people who really enjoyed the show now are going to be left on a cliffhanger with no real closure of what happens with these characters. I don't even know what this cliffhanger was, but I'm disappointed because, again, this is the streaming network that I think was kind of the savior of shows and giving them that chance to complete.
Maybe they'll do either a movie or a final, like, episode.
Yeah, I mean, even if it was just not even a full movie, give me like you know an hour and 15-minute episode.
Are they normally 30-minute episodes?
No, this is an hour long. This is like an hour. Well, yeah, it's 40 to an hour long drama.
Okay.
So, you know, but still, even just a single episode that if they could get the writers in a room and go, all right, well, it sucks, but here's an ending.
we gotta
it's not this
Crash course this.
Yeah, it's not the ending we may have wanted, but it's, you know, it's not what the fans deserve, but it's what we can get done. So, a little disappointing there, especially, and then they're raising the prices a little bit, which I've stated in the past. Until they get to like $25 a month, I'm keeping my Netflix.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to have to get substantially higher.
Too much good original programming, and then just the other random crap I watch off of it.
Well, and then people are saying, "Oh, they're going to lose all this Disney content. All the Disney content's going away." It's, you know, they're going over to the D Plus, the Disney Plus streaming service, and yes, that's true. But Netflix, I'm sure, paid a hefty licensing fee to Disney for all that product, and they're about to free up all that cash.
Yeah.
So they can either A, go after other things that Disney doesn't own, which isn't a whole lot, but there's a few things, or they can put it into more original stuff.
I think you'll see them continue to get in bed with DC.
Oh, well, that would make sense.
Because they, speaking of things that were canceled and given an ending, they saved Lucifer to give it a 4th season, and that's Warner Brothers DC, so Vertigo.
Yeah. And Gotham has come to an end.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with Netflix, but just DC endings.
Yeah.
And they picked up Mike Millar's universe, which is the guy who created Kick-Ass and Hit Girl and a couple other things. So they're going to be having some original comic content from Mike Millar, who's really, he's put out a lot of good stuff, but it's very eclectic. It is not your traditional superheroes, capes and types kind of stuff. It's anywhere from hardcore science fiction to real world superhero guy to assassins to fantasy. One of his favorites is called Reborn, and it's kind of like a Buck Rogers kind of thing that I really dug. So some fantasy stuff going on there.
They also just signed a first look deal with Dark Horse.
Yeah, I was trying to remember who they said it with Dark Horse.
And which is cool. Okay, so we're getting producer Mike saying that they got a first look deal at Dark Horse. The problem is Dark Horse is losing property after property right now. Dark Horse was keeping the Star Wars universe going for like 20 plus years by themselves. They were the ones that are creating some of the most beloved content by Timothy Zahn coming over to do stuff. They lost that because Marvel, Disney, all right, whatever, it happens, sucks.
And Disney snapped and all of that went away.
All of it went away.
Canon.
But then just recently, they also lost the Buffyverse, they lost Angel, they lost Firefly. Wow. So all of Whedonverse was at Dark Horse. That all took off. The Conan rights just came up, and they'd been doing a great job with Conan for, again, another 15 years or so. Really good content, beautiful art. Marvel took that from them. One of the creator-owned properties that they've had for a long time is Stan Sakai's Usagi Yojimbo, who's very well known and popular amongst the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fans as the Samurai Rabbit or the Ronin Rabbit that people would know. He just left Dark Horse to take Usagi somewhere else. So they have been bleeding properties left and right, but those were properties, they were licenses.
Yeah.
But now that Stan Sakai left, I mean, I think their big bad boy is the Mignolaverse, Hellboy and all that, and we just saw what happened with the Hellboy movie, which, again, I think is a fine movie. I've seen it. I liked it. It was fun, but, man, did it get some hate. So, speaking of hate, time to segue. Hey, did you check out the Captain Marvel petition to get rid of Brie Larson?
I saw the thing, but I didn't actually read through what the reasons why they dislike Brie Larson so much.
Irate fanboy decided to start a petition online, and I think he was. I don't know if he was trying to get 1,400 signatures or 14,000 signatures. It was a 1 of 4 and some zeros.
Okay.
But either way, he was trying to get so many things on this to get Brie Larson to step down from the role and have somebody else take her place. Why?
Does it say in the petition?
Well, I mean, we can say whatever it wants. They say she, the standard stuff I hear is she has no charisma. She's not a good actress. She has alienated the fans. Her pro-diversity movement has gone too far. Blah, 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 blah. They can say whatever they want. I am the neutral devil's advocate guy who doesn't actually really have a lot of use for Brie Larson, but also doesn't care that she hasn't hurt me or my inner child. She didn't kick my dog. I didn't see the movie that she won the Academy Award for, but turns out she's got this little statue called Oscar that hangs out in her house, and none of these fanboys do that I'm aware of. Plus, what's the numbers for that Captain Marvel movie?
$1 billion.
I mean, Dr. Evil has to get involved to tell me how much money this movie made, because it made that much money.
Not enough people were offended by.
Well, until you get 1 billion people to sign this thing, or at least 1 billion's worth of cash, I don't know what you're going to do.
No one goes sees Captain Marvel 2, which is...
They tried. They actively tried. They tried to sabotage Captain Marvel 1 by sending in fake reviews before anybody could have seen it.
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes had to change their format, which I've heard some different things about how that worked anyway. And I'm sure that there are some people out there who have a very strong opinion about it and who might want to debate on the subject. I don't care to, because I don't feel that strongly about it. I don't see her walking away from it.
Yeah.
I don't see Disney after a $1 billion movie going, well, that was a flop.
Yeah.
I mean, I've even heard conspiracy theories about the $1 billion is made up. It didn't make that much money. They're just saying that. Well, it turns out they have investors. They can't just say something like that and get away with it for too long. Somebody's going to come around doing some auditing.
We're going through the numbers, and we're missing about $1 billion.
Yeah, so somebody needs to come up with that.
I mean, it's like we went and saw it, and the theater was packed.
Yeah.
We went and saw it. We went and saw it at the IMAX, and it was a full theater.
It's a fun movie. I've only seen it once. I need to take my mom to see it. I need to take my mom to see that and Avengers Endgame. It's kind of our thing. Is I show up every once in a while and take mom to a movie. She loves action adventure movies. If the only thing that could make these Avengers movies better for my mom is if a 1990s Steven Seagal was somehow in them, because she loves those Steven Seagal movies where he just goes around massacring people. You put him on a boat or a train, and my mom's gonna watch that all day long. She loves that crap.
All right, wow.
Yeah, she's my mom. Love that woman. Mother's Day is coming up, everybody.
Sunday.
Don't forget to tell your mom. Call her up. It only takes a second. Don't be that guy. One of these days, she might not be here. Call your mom. Don't be that guy. So Avengers Endgame. Do you go see the Endgame?
We did. We went and saw it.
Movie
nice
number-
reclining.
Did you fall
seats.
asleep?
No.
Did you get a little snoozy?
No.
Man, those seats can be dangerous.
can
Those
be,
reclining, huge.
For
even
the 3-hour movie, I
man.
wanted to be comfortable to watch a 3-hour movie. So.
I don't blame you.
So I was not gonna sit in a rickety seat
No.
to go watch the Avengers Endgame.
I gotta admit, I was here in Kokomo, and I would like them to update to one of those, just one or two of the theaters to one of those theaters. And I understand you're going to charge me more. It's going to happen. Okay.
Yeah.
Turns out I'm not that cheap.
Yeah.
I'm willing to pay $1 or $2 to be comfortable. So
I would.
Avengers Endgame, not the end of Phase 4 or Phase 3. I think it's Phase 3. Phase 4. There's a lot of phases. You would think, being a geek, I would know this stuff, but Phase 4 is going to end with the Spider-Man movie coming up here pretty soon. But this was the end. This was the real end.
Yeah, this is.
That's the
I definitely feel like
bookend.
I definitely feel like the Spider-Man movie is the kickoff of the new.
I think it should be. It's the bridge. It's the epilogue of one, the prologue of the other, and it's going to be the one that bridges them. But
I don't disagree with that at all.
so do you want to scale 1 to 10 it? Thumbs up, or thumbs down it? What rainbows?
We're doing thumbs up. I'd give it a thumbs up. I mean, is it the perfect movie? Did it not have flaws? No, I would never say that. It has its own issues. There's some weird things in it, but overall, I think it was a good bookend to the combination of 22 films. I mean, first time anybody's ever pulled off that such a long build of movies, and to have this kind of big ending.
Took James Bond how long to have 20 movies?
Yeah, exactly.
To pull off 20 movies
And
in
they're
one
all standalones.
decade.
None of them are like, they're not
So-
building. He didn't fight like the super uber evil henchman at the
It was
end.
so good if he did. So I saw it. I loved it. I give it a 9 out of 10, which is about the highest I'm going to give anybody. 9.5 is like perfection, and 10 is just like a mystical. It's the
Unicorn, right, I
Ark
feel.
and the Grail all put into the same package. Being driven by a chariot of Pegasus and unicorns or something. So maybe someday something will blow me away, but it's But yeah, I found it thoroughly enjoyable. I thought the action was great, the choreography was wonderful, the CGI for the most part was really good.
I didn't have any blaring CGI issues like I did with the Banner and the Hulkbuster at the end of the other one. By the way, spoilers. Yeah, I guess you haven't seen Infinity War.
Well, we're spoiling. This is all spoilers, so if you don't want to be spoiled on Endgame, stop now. So we're going into it. My thing is the same thing like Hellboy. People were trying to give this newest Hellboy crap about their CGI. Same thing with the Avengers. Every single shot practically has some CGI effect or element in it, and it's an important element or effect. So it is constantly happening. There's so much that you got to think that a couple things have to slip through.
Yeah.
What I didn't see was, Hulk. Oh no, Hulk did have coffee. He drank his little coffee.
Yep.
So things happen.
I need tacos.
So he shared his tacos too. He's a good guy.
I saw one of those things that was Avengers Endgame spoilers with no context.
Yeah, it's just thing of
I
tacos.
enjoy those.
Those are fun.
So even if I haven't seen the movie yet, usually I enjoy this. But
So we both agree it was really good. We
Yeah.
had fun with it. So here's a couple of things. One, the MVP of the movie. Who's the MVP of the movie?
MVP of the movie.
MVP of the entire film.
The Rat.
It's the Rat. I agree. It's got to be the Rat. So
Rat in Storage Unit 616.
yeah. Oh, was it?
Yeah,
That's
you didn't see that? Yeah,
there's too much to see.
Storage Unit 616.
That is
That's
great.
where-
616 is in the comic books is the Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
That is their designation in the multiverse. But yeah,
that's
so
right. I think
if
the
this
cinematic
rat
universe is
doesn't get into
2501 or
the
something.
storage thing and step on the right button in just
Yeah.
the right way, the world
Stays
never
exactly how it is.
Yeah, so the rat wins, and then MVP runner-up is Ant-Man, who
Yeah.
comes up with the entire
Yeah.
plan.
Who doesn't even understand
No,
science, multiverse, or
no,
really the quantum. We're going to study the quantum realm. I don't know what that is. Let's go.
let's do it.
Yeah.
You know, go get a passport,
Yeah.
just shot something. So that was great. Lots of little things all through it, and really, really overall happy with the ending. We do see the deaths of several major characters.
Yeah.
You know, and whether they're retrievable or not, it's comic books.
Yeah.
I expect
Everyone's retrievable.
I expect all these characters to be back in flashbacks or
Yeah.
video sequences or holograms, but we lose Black Widow.
Yeah.
We've lost Tony.
Mm-hmm.
We've aged out Cap, who has then passed on the mantle.
Yeah. I will say I was slightly surprised by that. I thought
You expect it to go to the other guy?
I thought I was going to Bucky. I thought because they both have held the shield,
It's true.
but I thought Bucky was.
Well,
Who was
and
getting it?
there's a couple of reasons. So in it, Cap is aged to the
Yeah.
point where he is the age of somebody. He looked a little younger than somebody that might have served in
Yeah,
World
'cause I
War
think he
II, but
still does age slower.
I mean, the super serum definitely
Okay.
should have kept him a little younger, and it probably
I mean,
did.
he
'cause
did. He looked
probably
like-
was in his 70s,
yeah. I'd say he looked like he was probably like
80s?
60s or
60s. All right,
70s.
either way, Captain America goes back in time, blah, blah, blah. He's older, comes back, gives a shield to Falcon, but him and Bucky are both there. Now,
Yeah.
thinking is Falcon, did happen in the comics. Both Bucky and Falcon in the comics
Yeah.
are Captain America for a minute.
Yeah.
So, why did they give it to Falcon in this? Some people might say it's because the Falcon in the movies is black, it's a minority thing, and, we get diversity. But my thinking is that Falcon flies.
Yeah.
You take away the flying, I don't really know what else Falcon's bringing to the table. Cool character, he's got medical experience, he's got military experience, but then we got another guy who has a version of the super soldier serum in him.
With a arm.
With a bionic cable destructor arm and all the training from World War II up until present day, and has no problems pulling out big guns.
Yeah.
So, you know what? Whereas, yes, I kind of wanted Bucky to get the shield because that's the transference that I want to see.
Yeah.
Movie-wise, he doesn't need it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the WWE or something. Some guys are so big they don't need a championship belt. Bucky doesn't need that shield, whereas Sam, I think, probably needs the shield.
Yeah. Well, I think also Sam is the vision of the American ideal. He had all the ideas that Cap held at heart. He was,
He's not damaged and broken.
yeah, he's not damaged and broken. He believes in the same stuff that Cap believed in. So I think character-wise, basic-wise, he is the embodiment of essentially the spiritual capital of America. Yes, he doesn't have super serum soldier.
In his
super
blood.
soldier serum. Yeah, but he can be the middle management of the Avengers.
That's
like,
it.
fly in the air. Hey, go over there. Hey, somebody's going to take care of that thing because it'll crush me.
If you haven't already Googled it, at the end, at Tony's funeral, as we pan through all the different groups, there's like this one middle to late teenage kid hanging out by himself. That is the kid from the third Iron Man movie that helped Tony get his act back together and kind of got him back into ship shape. Because I was like, I don't know who that kid is at first.
Yeah.
So
I think it's a nice callback to show you how much that kid meant, and that he, Tony probably funded all of his education and yada yada.
I think that kid was probably taken care of.
Yeah, I imagine he did not want. But I think it opens up the possibility of he possibly becomes the next Iron Man.
Could be.
And I was like, if Marvel decides to go that route at all, and even decides to fill in an Iron Man.
Well, and in the comics, we've got a young woman named Riri, who has become Iron Heart.
Yeah.
And she's taken over. And she's like a prodigy teenager. And I think maybe that, and here's the weird thing, because in the comics, that character happens to be African American. But now Tony's got a kid in the movie verse, and she's Caucasian. It makes perfect sense in this movie to have her become the Ironheart style character or something based on Ironheart. However, we've now seen this backlash of typecasting and whitewashing these characters. And a lot of times, the vast majority of the times, I agree that sometimes they try to change things that shouldn't be changed. If you try to change the Falcon into a white dude, I'd be like, what are you doing? Yeah. Hellboy had big backlash when they tried to change one of their major characters who was Asian into, I think, a British guy, and he was great in the movie. But here's one of those times where I don't agree. And don't get me wrong, there's been no talk of it, there's nothing, but I just see that very easily you could see her tinkering and having that kind of style.
She's Tony's daughter. Didn't Tony in the comics have a son at one point?
Well, in at one point Tony gets de-aged into like Iron Kid or something, Iron Lad or something.
Iron Lad.
Like that.
But I thought that was previous Tony.
I think there was a clone, and then you find out maybe it had something to do with who's the time traveling guy with the Avengers? I can't believe it.
Kang the Conqueror.
Kang the Conqueror. It was all wrapped up in something like that. So, so I could see them doing something with that with her, and there probably being some backlash, and me doing, I don't care.
There's nothing that stops them from actually just creating something new finally.
Yeah.
I mean they have plenty to pull from.
Yeah. So all right. So the end of this, we get all the characters who were snapped. We get an entire universe of characters who were snapped, including herds of cattle and people and ducks and fish and shrimp and any other, I think, organic life form. Half of them all come back, but they all come back 5 years later. Now we've talked about this. I've talked about it ad nauseum with people. This is my big gripe: is that this fix, as far as I'm concerned, causes more problems in the long run than it's going to fix. The number of suicides that this fix is going to lead to is going to be astronomical. The amount, by bringing back half the therapists in the world, that wasn't enough. Yeah. They need to magically create, a billion more therapists to take care of this problem, because whereas people are like, oh, your loved ones are back. Your loved ones are back 5 years later, but for them, unless some weird wonky thing is going to be done, an hour has passed. For you, 5 years has passed. And I think people in a movie theater eating their popcorn aren't delving into the deep thought of what's really happening here.
You're excited that you're like, oh, they saved all those people, they're back. But if you actually dive into it, like we talked about last night, does everybody come back to where exactly they were?
Yeah.
It leads me to believe it because Doctor Strange and Spider-Man come from very obviously Titan.
A portal where they were on that planet.
Yeah, so they come through there.
Heaven forbid you were on an airplane that didn't do well.
Yeah, and all of a sudden you're just in the sky plummeting.
A lot of little things like that. But then again, 5 years later,
you're in the middle of traffic because you were driving a car.
It's not going to be good.
Now,
heaven forbid you were, parachuting. You better have that parachute still on. But even deeper than that is loved ones will be dead.
Yeah.
For you, it was an hour ago, and then you come back and people have naturally died over those 5 years. If you went away and you had a 1-year-old, you came back and now you have a 6-year-old. You not only missed all of that, but that connection is very different. It's just really weird. And the thing is it was purely selfish on Tony's part to do it. That's what it was. It was really just for one guy. Now we can look at the whole world has gone on, and maybe these things have changed and whatnot. But if we go back to a week, a week after this event happened, it's all back. There was some tears, there was some weird stuff that happened, but people would have not moved on with their lives just yet, and things could have got back to normal. So because Tony didn't want to give up the chance at his daughter, we end up with a world that is just ravaged by all kinds of crazy stuff and mental breakdowns and whatnot. So I told my wife, after 2 months, all her stuff's gone. You're not coming back to anything you own. There'd be 4 things for me to remember you by, and again, I think you know me well enough. I'm a stacker. I'll stack crap, but the moment it's time to be done with it, it's gone. I mean, it's trash canned, given to a friend, sold. I don't hold on to things. I don't have that connection, and so to walk into a house with decorated by my wife with all my wife's stuff, and seeing that every day after she disappeared, that would break me, I think.
Yeah.
So I would not keep all of that around. It would all be gone. I mean, I'd give it to loved ones or sell it, auction it off, throw it away. I mean, but she ain't coming back. And 5 years later, she's going to want to know where's my whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that was 5 years ago. She's like, it was an hour for me. So I don't know about that.
A lot of bills not being paid.
Oh, yeah.
We talked about that last night.
Yes.
No one's paying for the apartments and
Oh
houses
yeah,
and
like if
cars.
May and Peter both disappeared, unless Pepper steps in, or somebody that they know, like Pepper's the only one I can think of.
Yeah.
Maybe she's the only one really.
With
Somebody
the money, there's supposed one
to
come.
take care of it. Otherwise, they're going to come back. Their apartment's gone. All their stuff's gone. They have nothing. Now again, they happen to be friends with Iron Man and Iron Family, so it's not going to be that big a deal to get back on their feet. But for other people, it's going to be a huge deal. I mean, hell, for Ant-Man, I'm shocked that truck was put into the impound or whatever. Who was around to even collect the damn thing at that point? Yeah. I would have thought it would have been looted, stolen.
Yeah. I imagine some of those components in the back of that probably some very valuable stuff.
Yeah.
And even if you don't know what it is, if you took it apart, it's probably platinum and gold and
all kinds of crazy
copper
stuff.
wiring. I mean, they would have took it apart for the copper wiring.
Yeah. So overall, great movie, but don't sit down and think about it too much. I've also seen people griping about Thor being fat and that being made a joke, and that his mental state was made as a joke, and people were taking offense of that. I'm not the therapist, so I don't know, but sometimes I think people internalize these things far too much, at least farther than I would. Maybe I've got a thicker skin. Maybe I don't suffer from some of these things. Maybe I don't understand it, but I don't understand it. And so when I look at some of these things where people are freaking out, I'm just like, what are you so upset about?
I enjoyed the callback to the dude, so I mean that made me laugh.
There was a lot of fun stuff. So now Disney has, because Disney owns the world, Netflix and Disney should just sponsor us at this point.
Those two combined.
Oh, man.
Because now, like you said, Endgame is now the top grossing, I believe.
No, Avatar is still number one for...
I thought it got moved.
No, Titanic.
Cameron posted a thing saying that...
they beat Titanic.
No, that he toppled both.
No, not yet. Not yet. Is it on track to? Yes. Will it?
No, I mean, Avatar was released like twice or 3 times in the theater.
And it will be again, too, with them coming up with these... multiple
so is Titanic,
flicks.
Though. Titanic was released.
Well, Titanic, I think, it went on and on and on in Asia or something like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think there was an entire year in the theaters here.
It's crazy. So, it's probably going to beat it. Then people claim adjusted inflation dollars and blah, blah, blah. But the truth is Disney doesn't care. Yeah. Disney just was like, all right, so we made an investment over 10 years, and this is the payoff. Well worth the investment. Yeah. We did all right.
Let alone all the other movies made money.
Well, I think they bought Marvel for like $55 billion or something like that. I'd have to look. Some crazy number.
It was a lot. It was a lot more than I could have shelled out.
That might have been, actually 55 might have been Star Wars. Marvel might have only been like 10.
Yeah.
I forget exactly. But either way,
they made their money back.
They're doing all right. They're not hurting. And Disney announced the release schedule of like the next 5 years or more of movies.
Release schedule.
The release schedule.
Guess
Isn't that
what?
exciting?
Disney is going to continue making movies.
Turns out.
For the next 5 years.
They have some money to do it, huh?
Yeah. They put a little piece of paper down that says, hey, there's going to be movies coming out every year.
And they put out dates and everything. So next
it'll be live action.
Next year, we're going to get 2 Marvel superhero movies. Mm-hmm. And then from then on out, it looks like we're getting 3 a year.
Yeah.
But, and this is the annoying thing, not a single one of these movies had a name next to it except Avatar, which they've come out and said they're going to have Avatar 2, 3, 4, and 5. They're planning out to a 5th on this one.
I'm going to have to rewatch Avatar.
I will too.
Because...
well, here's my thinking with these Avatar movies. So
they built up to the land, and so they...
yeah, it's a matter of they're going to keep people drawing to this land, and to keep them drawing to the land, they got to keep it fresh. These movies will keep it fresh. And these movies
they got to make the movie to keep it fresh.
It's true. And these movies will introduce new concepts, which they can roll out into Pandora at Disney World.
When the first one was done, Cameron said he wanted it to be a trilogy.
Okay. Well, that was 15 years ago or whatever it was. So, he sat at the top of the box office a long time. He's made a lot of money. But the schedule, again, that Disney released was nothing but blanks.
Yeah. So-
It was Disney Marvel, no name but a date. Disney Animated, no name but a date. A lot of Disney movie live action. Holy
I
cow,
imagine
there was a lot of that.
I bet they're about to live action their entire back catalog.
It's
at some
crazy.
point.
We'll
Which
see.
I still have a complaint about.
Well,
Lion King being live action.
Dumbo has, I'd have to go and look at some numbers, but it looks to me like Dumbo's flopped. I haven't gone and got the exact numbers, but I haven't heard anybody talk about it. I haven't seen it. I haven't talked to anybody that's seen it. Nobody's talking about this movie. And the reaction to the Aladdin trailer inside of Avengers when we were there, we were sitting right next to a little girl and her mom, and the mom leans over to her and goes, "We'll show you the real one when we get home." I was like, well, all right, there you go. So they weren't messing around. But that was annoying to see that list of just not a single name. We assume Black Panther 2, Captain Marvel
Black
2,
Panther.
and Doctor Strange 2.
Yeah.
And then there's talk of a Shang-Chi and Eternals. Now the Eternals, I think you're going to probably get Hercules. That's the big rumor. I wouldn't be surprised. I almost wonder if they won't play up the Eternals almost like Highlander, where you just got these really long-lived beings from different things, like not just Greek mythology, but just different kinds of things that have gone on. So we'll see different cultures represented. But Doc Strange, I think, is already in progress, but I could be wrong about that.
I think so. But,
So, been some rumors.
I'm excited to see that. I really like Doctor Strange.
I did too, and it seems like we've been waiting a little while for that one.
Yeah.
And we know Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Yeah, finally
We
got-
probably would have had that slated for next year
Yeah, I
if
imagine
it hadn't
we
been
would've saw it.
for James Gunn's fake firing.
Yeah. Which, because they already said, because we know one of those is that, because they already said Better A Bill, I think,
Is going to join.
is going to join.
So you have
I imagine he may start
Poor
off.
Thor, man. So in this movie, we see Cap not only can wield Mjolnir, but does it like a boss.
Yeah.
And then takes it.
Well, he
and
had to
then-
put it back on the timeline.
Well, okay, but he just took it with him. He's like, I'm gonna keep using it.
I will say
That was a little weird.
that's kind of the thing, like, because a lot of times when people have picked up the hammer and used it, after said thing is done, they've lost the ability to pick up the hammer.
Yes.
Again.
No.
Yep, he was just like, all right, let's go. Let's
do this. Let's do this
carry
thing.
it around now.
My theater actually cheered.
Yeah.
They
we
lost
did
it when he did that. That was a great scene. Cap wielding Mjolnir
Which
was amazing.
I think we saw a hint, and I think we knew that was going to happen. They were working in as many kind of iconic cinematic points they could
From the comics.
Yeah, from that. Like
They
Cap
even-
Shield breaking. That was a huge scene in the comics, and
They even did the somebody gets on Mjolnir as it's flying by and goes
Yeah.
with it with Spidey.
Yeah.
Because Hulk has done that. They're
Yeah.
like, oh, Hulk picked up Mjolnir. He went for a ride on Mjolnir.
Yeah.
He didn't pick up Mjolnir. I think actually they showed he did pick it up once, but what happened was literally
he picked up
the ground,
everything around.
yeah, like a tree.
Yeah.
All the roots and everything came with it.
Mjolnir was still stuck to the.
Yes, he was going to be pounding something with some dirt, but before he got anywhere near that, so there was some good stuff going on with that. Did you see the new Spider-Man trailer?
Yes, I did.
Holy cow!
I thought it was very neat that they had the intro with Tom Holland. Be like, hey, don't watch this.
Spoiler:
Yeah.
if you haven't
So I
seen
was
the
like-
other movie.
I was like, that's good on their part, because I was really worried that was just going to be,
Yeah, thrown out the window.
go right into it.
Yeah, it was good. Well done.
But that does give you actual, because going before that trailer, just having seen the first one, I wasn't sure if this was
Prequel.
pre-Infinity War or you couldn't tell. Like I had no.
It was confusing as to what we were going to get.
Yeah,
This cleaned
so-
it all up. We now know that the Spider-Man trailer is after
Yep.
the events of Endgame, and the world is reeling from the losses and what's going to happen with all of that.
And apparently his entire class was snapped.
And his
It wasn't-
teacher.
It wasn't 50%. It was all of them.
I think all of them,
But this
and
teacher got his job back though. They didn't fill that position.
there you go. Yeah, and I love
maybe
him.
he's a student, I
He's
don't know.
great in Freaks and Geeks, so he's a fun actor. I enjoy seeing him and stuff. So,
But yeah, so-
that looked really good. The whole thing was rather touching.
Yep.
The one thing they didn't show, which I've now seen a meme for, and now I do want to see it, is I want to see Spider-Man interacting with. Is it Morgan? Is that Tony's daughter's name?
Yeah.
I want to see him acting as the big brother that shows up every once in a while, and it's like, hey, and that could be really, really good.
Yeah.
And then her being like super smart and going, you're using that wrong.
I'm curious if Morgan's gonna go the route of. I mean, we still got to see what they're going to do with Fantastic Four. They own that again, but
It'll be a while. It'll be a while. I don't know that any of those movies listed are going to be that.
Yeah, I don't know if that. I agree, but Mr. Fantastic's kid.
Oh, Reed? Or Reed and Valera.
Yeah, because they're geniuses.
Franklin. Sorry, it's Franklin and Valera.
I was like, neither of those.
Reed's, yeah. He's got a boy and a girl.
Yeah, because I wonder if
he's like the ultimate mutant.
Yeah.
They've come out and said like he creates literal universes now, fills them up with life and the whole or galaxy. I mean, the whole thing is crazy. His power is crazy, and then his sister's like a super genius.
Yeah.
So
I wonder if she could be in lieu of the Fantastic Family, if they could use her that way.
Could be fun. I could see that. Hey, we're over on time, but
I'd still really would like to see Doctor Doom done justice.
Yes, finally.
One of my favorite.
Please do it.
Favorite villains.
Do it.
Always been portrayed horribly.
Yeah, he's bad. You see the It trailer?
I actually didn't see that.
Creepy. It's almost all just a scene. There was really not much of a trailer feel to it. They took a scene, cut it up a little bit. I think is it Beverly, the girl from the Losers Club. I want to say her name was Beverly, but it could be you and me. I'm horrible with names. So, but either way, well, for the thing, it's her going back to her old house.
Yeah.
And dealing with like a grandma who's moved in and. Creepy. So I mean, it actually did give me chills, and not like that's so cool. Like I'm like, this is a on YouTube rated green band trailer, and it's like freaking me out. Yeah, if you haven't seen it, I don't want to oversell it, but it used all the nuances of different things to creep you out. Great music. Great backgrounds, because it had all that creepy background stuff. Creepy grandma. They did a little Beastie Boys where they let the mic drop.
Oh.
And then there's this whole creepy thing there. And then there's, then she moves at one point and she does the weird, kind of, fidgety spider kind of move while in the background and the chick's really not paying attention to it. You see that. And just talking about it's creepy. So creepy.
All right.
So gonna be so good. Gonna be the bestest. Hey everybody, that's our show for the day. We had more to talk about. We're not gonna do it. So that way you have to come back next week and hear about what we're gonna spout off about and talk about. If you're a fanboy that thinks that Brie Larson should be kicked off of Captain Marvel and you want to sign that petition, you just let us know all about it. You just call up old GeekStorm on Facebook, just type out a little message and let us know that we're a bunch of ranting, whatever name you want to throw in there, because that's the thing to do. Don't forget, don't have civil conversation. We can throw out crazy nicknames and weird stuff. That's what you got to do in today's day and age. I'm Sean Hilton. I'm the owner of Comics Cubed, and I was joined by my good friend, Robert Nicholas Gray. Come on down and visit Geek Street. We'd love to take your money. Be groovy.